What up? All right, this is Overrated, Underrated. My man Brandon behind the camera put together a group of topics, subjects, things, people, and I have to say whether they're overrated, underrated, or properly rated. I have no idea what these things are going to be, so it's hit me in real time on the spot, and let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, Garyvee.
Garyvee, I would say he's properly rated. He is pretty much one of the coolest guys ever. Some people think he's too amazing, or I've gone through stages where I'm like, I have such high expectations for him that he's not meeting them, but nobody thinks he sucks. Properly rated, he gets the credit that he deserves. Garyvee, properly rated.
Walt Disney.
Walt Disney? Well, Walt Disney was a famous anti-Semite, and the company's obviously doing amazing. As a person, he obviously built up amazing thing. I mean, I'm going to go with overrated just because the company Disney has done so many amazing things since he has died. So any credit that Disney gets in the past 50 years without Walt Disney might go to him for starting it. He has the name Disney, but I'm going to say overrated because of those reasons.
DMX.
I mean, DMX is underrated. I mean, right now, RIP, I loved how when he passed away, it was all over social media. Everyone was listening to his music again. And that kind of shows that everyone has a nostalgic love for him. And no one's really talked about DMX in the past 8-10 years. So properly rated on the day of his death, but before that, underrated.
Chance the Rapper.
Chance the Rapper? Properly rated.
Doritos.
Doritos are absolutely overrated. They're overrated. They have not that many great flavors. They are known as like one of the best chips. Evan Carmichael says his favorite chip in the world, and he keeps a bag by him that he doesn't eat. They're very popular. They have great commercials. They have good Super Bowl commercials. Taco Bell has the Doritos taco, but they're not that good. There's so many other chips that are better than Doritos. So you got to give credit to their marketing team, but as a chip, overrated.
The Neuralink.
The Neuralink? I mean, it's got to be underrated because most people are saying, I will never put anything in my head. I'll never put a chip in my brain. And you know what? People said, I'll never drive a car. I'll never use the internet. I'll never use text messaging. I'm assuming that people will do that. So right now, if someone talks about it, it's not really ready yet. So they're going to say, I would never do that, which makes it underrated. I don't know exactly where the future of it is going, but Neuralink is underrated.
Commercial flights to space.
Commercial flights to space are probably the most overrated thing on this entire list, and I don't even know what's coming next. Okay, who doesn't want to go to space, right? It's really cool. You buy a ticket, you go to space. Okay, then what? You're out looking out the window into darkness? Overrated.
All right, living forever.
Living forever? I mean, it's not necessarily an option, but underrated. So the famous book, Tuck Everlasting, the guy lives forever. And his biggest problem is he gets married and then she dies and everyone thinks he's a freak. So he has to run away from town. What I would do if I were going to live forever, because in the book, he's the only person that knows about it. No one else knows that he's living forever. But if everyone knows you're living forever, or if people understand you are who you are, way underrated. People think they don't want to do it. I think it's mostly from that book, Tuck Everlasting. But imagine how much money you could build up in the stock market, building a company. You could plan for the future, and the future would be forever. Underrated, living forever.
Being a billionaire.
Being a billionaire? I'm going to say overrated because people say millionaire, billionaire. They just want money to do whatever they want. You know how much pressure comes with money? More money, more problems. It's true. There's so many pressures. If you are somebody who's a billionaire, that means you have to protect your assets. That means you probably have a large workforce working for you. It means you have people coming at you. The life of a billionaire businessman, is not as glamorous as people think. It's not sitting at the beach. It's working. And also, you've made it to the top already, so it's so much harder to get even higher. Being a billionaire, somewhere I absolutely would love to be, but absolutely overrated because of how difficult the life is.
Getting married.
Getting married? I would say getting married is properly rated. Everyone thinks about getting married. A lot of people get married. A high percentage of people get married. I don't think everyone needs to. It's up to your personal choice. I'm married and it's incredible. Absolutely love my wife. It's a fresh marriage. Will talk to me in 10 years. But just joking. I'm sure it'll still be incredible. But it's great. It's great. I think everyone already thinks it's great. Marriage has been part of society for a long time. And everyone understands the benefits of it emotionally, financially, which I don't really care about. But it's good for society. Everyone knows that. I think it's properly rated.
Soccer.
Soccer? It's been around for so long that it's not necessarily like going up or down. It's every 4 years. I love the World Cup. I'm going to say underrated. Underrated because I have not shown more excitement for a World Cup or for a sporting event since the World Cup. Well, not the last one because America wasn't in it. But basketball, they score every couple minutes. You can really turn it on in the fourth quarter. Soccer. If you're into the game, there's no more excitement than getting a goal. And you can just go nuts when you score a goal. It's rare, which makes every goal more exciting. It's fun to watch. It's fun to play. Underrated.
You need to pause to take a drink or anything? Because I can cut it.
Hit me.
Lizzo.
Lizzo? I'm going to say she's overrated because, 2 hit songs? It's very hard to stay relevant as a musician. And I don't think she's been someone who has continued with hit after hit after hit after hit. I know a couple popular songs by her. Haven't heard any new ones recently. She seems like someone who will come and go. So I'm going to say she's overrated.
The algorithm of Instagram.
The algorithm of Instagram? I would say it does depend on what viewpoint you're looking at it from. But as a user of Instagram, I'm going to say it's underrated. Because people think, okay, I follow these people. Why don't you just show me the people that I follow in order? Why do I need the algorithm to show me? Well, it's been proven that they have more retention and user rate and user time if they show you the things they think you want to see. So from the experience of being bored, going on Instagram and looking for entertainment, the algorithm is underrated because they show you the things you want to show. So it creates for a better experience for the user. Underrated, the Instagram algorithm.
Racial tension portrayed by the media.
I mean, it's absolutely overrated. Overrated. The media absolutely loves chaos. It's the same thing as when a tornado's coming. Oh my God, you ever see the local news or CNN when there's a hurricane coming? They take that story and make it into the biggest story ever. Anything they can use to get fear or excitement or anger or people mad at each other, emotions. They want emotions to rise. When emotion rise, the news wins. So why wouldn't they have a race, try to make a race war out of every single thing? So overrated as far as they make racial tensions in America seem way worse than they actually are. In reality, for the most part, we're all loving each other and living our day-to-day life. And we don't care about people's skin pigmentation. We care about, can this person help us? Is this person my friend? Is this person someone I can work with? That's what matters. And that's what real life is like. So overrated for the media.
Marley Lily.
Marley Lily, that's the United Monogram's main competitor. I would say they're properly rated. They're pretty good. I got to give them their due. I got to give them their credit. They built a great business. And pretty soon, they're going to be going downhill when United Monograms takes over the #1 slot. So properly rated. They get their credit in the monogram community, and they deserve it.
BitClout.
BitClout. I would say underrated. I mean, I've been posting on BitClout more often lately, and those are things that like would be tweets. But I love the idea of it. If you don't know, BitClout is essentially Twitter, but with NFT backup, where people can invest in you, you can invest in other people, and the bigger your account gets, the more your coin is worth. So it's basically an opportunity to invest in people. And where else can you do that? You can't do that anywhere else. If you're like a CEO and they have a public company, you can invest in them, but this is investing in individual people. I hear a lot of people talking about it. It's a cool platform. Underrated.
The COVID vaccine.
I'll say the COVID vaccine is properly rated. I mean, vaccines are good. There used to be polio. It's gone now, thanks to the vaccine. I understand some people might be a little hesitant, wanting to wait, make sure it's safe. I know a bunch of people got it. A bunch of people are safe. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So, properly rated.
Clubhouse.
I feel like Clubhouse is overrated. It's not as popular as it was when it just came out. It's interruptive to your day. There's no scheduled times for things unless you create that outside of Clubhouse. And it's easy for other social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram who have already done it, which I don't know really how to do it on those platforms yet, but they've recreated the idea. There's something there, but Clubhouse as a platform, overrated.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley? Well, I would say he's properly rated. I mean, as an NBA player, he was the MVP one year. He made it to the Eastern Conference Finals against Jordan when he was on the Suns. He was like better than a lot of people remember because now we see him as like the fatter, loudmouth guy on TV, but he's amazing at being funny with Shaq on TNT. So I think he gets his due. He's known. He's been on SNL. He's a big name. So properly rated for Charles Barkley.
Tupac.
Tupac? Tupac, overrated because his music is all right, pretty good. It definitely has a lot of nostalgia for people who want to look back at the 80s rap, and he died at the top. So people that always die people that die at the top get remembered forever, like Abe Lincoln. I think Abe Lincoln might be a little overrated just because he got lucky circumstances. He died at the top. Tupac, overrated. Not saying he's not good, just saying he is looked at as more of a legend because he died at his peak than he might be if he continued on and maybe became average.
Marijuana.
Marijuana? Properly rated. Everyone knows about it. It's not a big deal. It's getting decriminalized everywhere. It affects people differently. And properly rated. I think it should be legal. I think it could be something you could do like when you're 21, similar to drinking. And hey, I like it, and it depends how it affects you, but properly rated. Everyone loves marijuana. If anything, if I had to pick anywhere, I'd say if anything, it's overrated because people like it too much. But it is a cool thing, so properly rated for marijuana.
Loving the USA.
I would say loving the USA is underrated because there's a lot of value in loving where you come from, loving your community. Like, it makes you a more loving person to love where you came from, to have pride in that. It doesn't matter where you're from. I'm from the USA. I love the USA. I think it's the greatest country ever. And we actually have a case for that. If I was from Uruguay, I would still be so proud to be from that country because that is how happy people think. They're proud of who they are. They're proud of where they came from. And if you're hateful and you hate where you came from and you hate the people around you, that's just not the right attitude. So if you love everything in the world and you love your life and you love your friends, you love the people around you, then you love your country. And that is the framework for a happy mind. So loving the USA is wildly underrated.
TikTok influencers.
I don't really know how well they are rated, but I'm going to say properly rated. I mean, it's not easy to become a TikTok influencer. And they can also take that platform and go to other places, YouTube, Instagram. Addison Rae was on Jimmy Fallon on the late night talk show. So like, there's a lot of things you can do with it, but specifically only a TikTok influencer, it's a big thing to do right now. It's popular. You can get viral on your videos, build an audience. It's still hard work, but everyone knows about it. Everyone kind of wants to be one, and there is value. So I'm going to say properly rated.
Religion.
I could go either way with this one. I'm not religious, basically at all. I do understand like a bigger picture sense for life and not understanding everything that goes on and it's all connected in some deep way that we don't understand. I'm in for that. Depends who I'm talking to, but it's overrated. As far as it's been around forever. Some people live and die by the words of the Bible. Like, dude, just be a good person. And if you're a piece of shit person, then people around you will treat you like shit and you'll have to act nice. Like, let society kind of be the judge for where you go. If you spend your whole life worrying if you're going to go to heaven and hell, you're going to be worried, you're going to be timid, you're going to make weird decisions based on weird things. It has a place because there is something about teaching right and wrong and you know, loving your family, loving your friends, doing the right thing, even when no one's watching. There's something there in that sense. And there's a reason why religion's been around this long. But overall, across the world, overrated.
Being nice.
Being nice. Overrated.
All right. And hugs.
Hugs? Well, hugs are underrated now because COVID, people might have been avoiding them. I don't hug that much, but when I do, it's like more meaningful. So a hug is a nice gesture. Like, I have an employee who recently left and I never hugged her before, but I hugged her right before she left. And it was like, you know, it was a nice gesture. So, I mean, somewhere between underrated and evenly rated. Hugs are great. Hugs for everyone.
The porn industry.
The porn industry? Dude, it's absolutely underrated because people don't talk about it. No one's like, it's not like something that you like, oh, did you watch the game last night? Oh, did you see that new porn video? Like, you don't like talk about it, right? In like average day-to-day conversation because it's something you kind of keep to yourself. But the industry is massive. Every time there's been a new technology since VCRs and TVs and radios, like one of the first industries that always like figures out how to go hard on it is the porn, pun intended, is the porn industry. Like the internet, TikTok, or like different ways of distributing videos, pictures. It's known. It's just information. It's much more large industry that's talked about on a daily basis, therefore making it underrated.
All right, 3 more.
All right.
Gold.
Gold is overrated. Would you like to have your store of value in rocks? Rocks. They're heavy. You can't split them up easily into little pieces. And okay, you have a brick of gold. You want to buy a coffee. Let me chisel off a piece or no. Gold is a great way to store value until Bitcoin came along. Now gold makes absolutely no sense. So, overrated.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? At this moment in time, and the answer to this question will fluctuate over the course of his presidency, which is now over. I'm going to say underrated because right now, at this moment in time, like, and I'm kind of part of this narrative. It's like he screwed up. He had an opportunity. He had America in his hands. He could have been a Lincoln, a Teddy Roosevelt. He had it right there. The first couple of years of his presidency were great. And then he just botched it too much at the end. And he isn't going to have the legacy that he would have had if he did a better job. But he lost. He's not doing anything right now. It's easier to like kick him down right now. I think he'll age a little better with time. So at this current moment, I'm going to say he's underrated for how he'll age in history. But that could change tomorrow with new news. So that is a really good one that goes up and down a lot. But I'm going to say the current moment, post-presidency, early in the Biden term, no social media for Trump. Right now, he's lurking. I say he's underrated at the moment.
All right. Last one, global warming.
Global warming, complicated subject, way overrated. Because one, the media and the news, they like to scare you with things that they have an opportunity to. And they try with global warming. That's one of the things that the media is excited to scare people with, like, hurry up or we're all going to die. And it's not that I fear that the world's going to end in 7 years or whatever, but as the world adjusts and as the world shifts and as people adapt, I trust human beings to be able to figure out problems that arise. So, if the coastlines move in, then we move houses in. The world Pangea. The world used to be one thing and it all moved. Like it's a shifting shape. And yes, we should recycle. We should use a water bottle. I do the basic stuff. I have a Tesla. But as far as like some people being like, we're going to die in 7 years if we don't end all economics. It's absolutely overrated. It's nothing to fear on a daily basis, something to be aware of, but overrated, global warming.
All right. And that is Overrated, Underrated with Sean Lowery.
Woo!